Hey Capricorn, grab your coffee and sit with me for a bit because I just pulled cards for you and honestly, the energy coming through is absolutely wild. I'm talking about money flowing in ways you haven't seen before, someone desperately trying to reach out to you, and major shifts happening that you definitely need to know about. So let me walk you through what the cards are showing me right now for your situation. I just pulled the Queen of Swords as my first card, and Capricorn, this is you right now. I'm seeing someone who has been through absolute chaos, someone who has learned to see through every single lie, every manipulation, every fake smile. You're not the same person you were 6 months ago, are you? The cards are showing me that you have developed this incredible ability to cut through nonsense with surgical precision. People can't fool you anymore. That manipulative coworker who tries to play office politics, you see right through them. That friend who only calls when they need something, you spotted that pattern months ago. The universe has been training you, sharpening your intuition, making you into someone who cannot be played or manipulated anymore. And here's what's fascinating about this energy. You're not bitter about it. You're not walking around angry at the world. You've just become incredibly discerning. You know your worth now. You know what you deserve. And you're not settling for anything less than that. I'm seeing you making decisions lately that have surprised people around you. Maybe you walked away from something that looked good on paper but felt wrong in your gut. Maybe you set a boundary that people thought was harsh but you knew was necessary. The Queen of Swords doesn't play games, and neither do you anymore. This card is telling me that your clarity of vision right now is your superpower. While everyone else is confused and emotional and making decisions from their wounds, you're seeing the entire chessboard. You're thinking 3 moves ahead. And that's exactly why what's about to happen is going to work out so beautifully for you. Then I pulled the 6 of Wands and Capricorn. Let me tell you something exciting. This card is about victory. This is about public recognition. This is about you finally getting acknowledged for all the work you've been putting in when nobody was watching. I'm seeing a situation where you've been grinding, working on something, building something, and people either didn't notice or didn't take you seriously. Maybe they even laughed at your ambitions. Maybe they said you were dreaming too big. Maybe they told you to be more realistic. Well, the 6 of Wands is showing me that you're about to have your moment. And it's not going to be a small, quiet moment either. This is a public victory. This is other people having to acknowledge your success. I'm seeing you receiving praise, recognition, maybe even an award or formal acknowledgement of your achievements. For some of you, this could be a promotion at work, where suddenly everyone who underestimated you has to watch you move up. For others, this could be a business venture taking off and people who doubted you now wanting to know your secrets. The energy here is so sweet because it's not just about personal satisfaction. It's about external validation coming from places that matter. I'm also picking up on something interesting. This victory is connected to your authenticity. The cards are showing me that your success is coming specifically because you stopped trying to fit into boxes other people created for you. You stopped playing by rules that didn't serve you. You started doing things your way, even when people questioned it. And that authenticity, that courage to be different, that's exactly what's going to set you apart and bring this recognition. Get ready for people to suddenly want to be associated with you, want to learn from you, want to collaborate with you. Your phone is about to get a lot busier with opportunities. Now the 8 of Swords came through and okay, I need to be real with you about this one. This card is showing me that there's been a period where you felt absolutely stuck, like genuinely trapped. Maybe it was a job situation where you felt like you couldn't leave even though you were miserable. Maybe it was a relationship where you felt obligated to stay even though it was draining you. Maybe it was a financial situation where you felt like you had 0 options. The 8 of Swords is interesting though because the person in this card is actually blindfolded and surrounded by swords, but the swords aren't actually touching them and the blindfold could come off anytime. The trap is partially self-created through limiting beliefs, and I think you're starting to realize this now. You're starting to see that some of the limitations you thought were real were actually just stories you were telling yourself. That job you thought you couldn't leave, you actually could. You were just scared. That relationship you thought you had to maintain, you actually had the power to set boundaries or walk away. Those financial constraints, there were actually other options you weren't allowing yourself to see. The cards are showing me that you're in the process of removing that blindfold right now. You're starting to see the truth of your situation. And the truth is that you have more power and more options than you realized. This is why the money situation is about to shift so dramatically for you. Because you're finally seeing opportunities that were there all along, but you weren't allowing yourself to notice them. You've been operating from scarcity mindset, from fear, from a belief that you had to accept whatever crumbs were offered to you. But that's changing. You're stepping into a new level of awareness where you realize that you can create opportunities instead of just waiting for them to appear. This shift in consciousness is everything. Once you truly get it, once you truly internalize that you're not a victim of circumstances but a creator of your reality, that's when everything external starts to shift too. The Four of Wands showed up, and Capricorn, this is making me emotional because this card is about celebration and stability and home. After everything you've been through, after all the chaos and uncertainty, you're moving into a period of genuine stability and joy. I'm seeing a celebration coming up for you. This could be literal, maybe a party, a gathering, a wedding, an anniversary, something where people come together to celebrate something good in your life. But it's also energetic. It's this feeling of finally being able to exhale, finally feeling safe, finally feeling like you have solid ground under your feet. For some of you, this could be about your actual living situation improving. Maybe you're moving to a better place. Maybe you're finally able to afford the kind of home you've wanted. Maybe you're creating a space that truly feels like yours. But for others, this is about finding your people. This is about creating or finding your chosen family, your community, your tribe. The Four of Wands appears at celebrations, at weddings, at gatherings where people who love each other come together. I'm seeing you surrounded by people who genuinely support you, who celebrate your wins, who show up for you. And after dealing with fake friends, toxic relationships, and people who only wanted to use you, this is going to feel like coming home. The energy here is so warm and joyful. I'm seeing you laughing more, feeling lighter, enjoying life in ways you haven't in a long time. There's also something here about completion. Like you've been working towards something for a while and you're finally reaching a milestone that's worth celebrating. The foundation has been laid. The hard work has been done. Now it's time to enjoy what you've built and to acknowledge how far you've come. Then I pulled the Six of Cups, and this card is fascinating because it's about the past, but not in a sad, nostalgic way. This is about reconnection. I'm seeing someone from your past coming back into your life, or an opportunity that's connected to something you used to love. For some of you, this could be an old friend reaching out, someone you lost touch with who suddenly appears again and the connection is still there, still genuine, still valuable. For others, this might be about revisiting a passion or dream you had when you were younger. Maybe there was something you wanted to do, something you loved, something that brought you joy, but life got in the way and you put it aside. The Six of Cups is saying it's time to bring that back. That childhood dream might actually hold the key to your next chapter. I'm also picking up on healing old wounds through this card. Maybe someone who hurt you in the past is going to reach out with a genuine apology. Maybe you're going to get closure on something that's been bothering you for years. There's an energy of completion here, of circles closing in beautiful ways. The innocence and purity of this card is so refreshing. After dealing with so much complexity and manipulation and game playing, you're moving into connections that feel simple and genuine. People who knew you before you had to develop all these walls and defenses. People who remember who you really are underneath all the armor. This energy is so healing. It's reminding you that not everyone is out to use you or hurt you. There are still good people in the world. People with pure intentions. People who genuinely care about you without agenda. Let them in. Let yourself experience that kind of connection again. Now the King of Pentacles came through, and Capricorn, this is it. This is the money energy. This is abundance, material success, financial security, everything you've been working toward. The King of Pentacles is the most financially successful card in the entire deck. This is someone who has built wealth through patience, strategy, and consistent effort. And this is where you're headed. The cards are showing me that money is coming to you, but it's not lottery win energy. It's not luck. It's earned. It's the result of all the seeds you've been planting, all the work you've been doing, all the smart decisions you've been making even when nobody was watching. I'm seeing multiple income streams opening up for you. Maybe your main job is going well, but now you're also getting opportunities for side income. Maybe an investment you made is starting to pay off. Maybe a skill you developed is suddenly in high demand. The King of Pentacles energy is abundant but also grounded. You're not going to get rich quick and then lose it all. You're building something sustainable, something that's going to continue growing over time. I'm also seeing generosity in this card. As your financial situation improves, you're going to be in a position to help others, to give back, to share your abundance. And that generosity is going to create even more flow because that's how wealth consciousness works. The more you give from a genuine place, the more comes back to you. There's also wisdom here about money management. The King of Pentacles knows how to make money and how to keep it. You're developing financial intelligence that's going to serve you for the rest of your life. You're learning about investing, about building assets, about creating systems that generate passive income. This is next-level stuff, Capricorn. You're not just trying to survive anymore. You're building wealth. The High Priestess appeared in Capricorn. Your intuition right now is absolutely off the charts. This card is telling me that you need to trust what you're feeling, what you're sensing, what you're picking up on even when you can't explain it logically. The High Priestess is the keeper of secrets, the one who knows what's hidden beneath the surface. And she's telling you that you have access to information right now that isn't coming through normal channels. You're picking up on things before they happen. You're sensing people's true intentions before they reveal them. You're knowing things without knowing how you know them. Pay attention to your dreams right now. Pay attention to synchronicities. Pay attention to that little voice inside that's trying to guide you. I'm seeing that someone in your life is hiding something, and your intuition already knows what it is, even if your conscious mind hasn't caught up yet. That weird feeling you've been getting about a certain person or situation? Trust it. You're right. There's also something here about sacred knowledge coming to you. Maybe you're being drawn to study something mystical or spiritual. Maybe you're developing psychic abilities. Maybe you're just becoming more attuned to the unseen forces that shape our lives. The High Priestess is inviting you to explore these deeper aspects of existence. There's wisdom waiting for you in the mysterious, in the unknown, in the places where logic can't reach. This card is also about patience. The High Priestess doesn't force or push or demand. She waits, she watches, she allows things to unfold in their own timing. Some things you're curious about right now will reveal themselves when the time is right. Don't force it. Trust the process. Trust the mystery. The sun showed up and oh my goodness, Capricorn, this is pure joy. This is everything working out. This is clarity, vitality, success, happiness, all of it coming together at once. After a period of confusion and darkness, and not being sure which way to turn, the sun is bringing light. Everything becomes clear. The truth comes out. The best path forward reveals itself. You're moving into a period where life just feels good, where you wake up excited about your day, where opportunities appear easily, where people want to help you, where things just flow. The sun is one of the most positive cards in the entire deck, and it's showing me that you're entering a golden period. This is your time to shine, literally. Your energy is going to be magnetic. People are drawn to you. They want to be around you because you radiate something special. This success you're experiencing isn't just material either. It's holistic. Your health improves, your relationships improve, your mental state improves. Everything gets better all at once because you've finally broken through to the other side. There's something here about your authentic self being celebrated. The sun is honest. It hides nothing. It just is what it is in its full glory. And you're being called to do the same. Stop dimming your light to make others comfortable. Stop hiding your gifts because you're afraid of judgment. Stop playing small because you think it's safer. Shine fully, shine brightly, shine unapologetically. The world needs what you have to offer and you're finally ready to give it. I'm also seeing children or childlike energy connected to the Sunday. Maybe you're going to be spending more time with kids who remind you how to play and have fun. Or maybe you're reconnecting with your own inner child, that part of you that's creative and spontaneous and joyful for no reason. Let yourself play. Let yourself be silly. Let yourself enjoy life without making it so serious all the time. Page of Swords came through, and Capricorn, this is the messenger energy. Someone is trying to communicate with you. This could be an actual person who has information you need. Maybe it's someone reaching out via text or email or social media. Maybe it's someone who wants to tell you something important, but they're nervous about how you'll react. The Page of Swords is young and curious and eager to share what they know. This could be a younger person in your life or someone with youthful energy, bringing you news or information. But this card can also represent you taking on this messenger role. Maybe you're the one who needs to speak up about something. Maybe you're the one who has information that others need to hear. The Page of Swords is intellectual and communicative. This is about using your words, your writing, your ideas to create change. Maybe you're starting a blog or podcast or social media account where you share your knowledge. Maybe you're writing that book you've been thinking about. Maybe you're finally speaking up in meetings at work instead of staying quiet. Your voice matters. Your ideas have value. Don't keep them locked inside. I'm also picking up on learning and studying with this card. Maybe you're taking a course, reading books, developing a new skill. The Page of Swords is eternally curious, always wanting to know more, always asking questions. Channel that energy. Invest in your education. Expand your mind. The more you know, the more powerful you become. There's also a warning here about gossip and rumors. The Page of Swords can be a bit of a tattletale, someone who spreads information without thinking about the consequences. Be careful what you share and with whom. Not everyone needs to know your business. And if you hear something about someone else, think twice before passing it along. Finally, Judgment appeared, and Capricorn. This is powerful. This is the card of awakening, of resurrection, of being called to a higher purpose. The Judgment card shows people rising from their graves, being called by an angel's trumpet, experiencing a moment of absolute clarity about who they are and what they're meant to do. And that's where you are right now. You're having a massive awakening. You're seeing your life and yourself with completely new eyes. Things that you tolerated before are now intolerable. Things that you ignored before are now impossible to ignore. You're being called to step up into the highest version of yourself. This is about answering your calling, whatever that is for you. Maybe it's a career shift. Maybe it's finally pursuing that dream you've been putting off. Maybe it's ending relationships that no longer serve you and opening yourself to better ones. Maybe it's healing old wounds and stepping into a new identity. The Judgment card is about rebirth. You're not the same person you were. You can't go back to old patterns and old ways of being. You've outgrown them. And yes, that's uncomfortable because change always is, but it's also incredibly liberating. You're free now, in ways you weren't before. Free from limiting beliefs, free from toxic people, free from situations that kept you small. The universe is calling you forward into something bigger and better, and you're ready to answer that call. I'm seeing major life changes connected to this card. Things that seem permanent are shifting. Situations that seem stuck are suddenly moving. Opportunities that seemed impossible are opening up. This is divine timing. This is everything aligning. This is your moment to claim the life you're meant to live. So let me bring all of this together for you, Capricorn, because the story these cards are telling is absolutely beautiful. You've been through a serious transformation. You've developed clarity and wisdom through difficult experiences. You've learned to see through lies and manipulation. You've strengthened your intuition to the point where you just know things. And now, right now, you're moving into a period of victory and recognition. All that work you've been doing in the shadows is about to be seen and celebrated. The financial situation that's been stressing you out is about to shift dramatically. Multiple income streams are opening. Abundance is flowing. You're building real wealth, not just making money, but creating lasting financial security. Someone from your past is coming back around, bringing either healing or opportunity or both. Your intuition is guiding you perfectly, showing you exactly what you need to know, exactly when you need to know it. And you're stepping into this incredibly joyful period where life just feels good, where you're shining brightly, where success comes easily, where you're finally being celebrated for who you truly are. Someone is trying to reach you with an important message. Pay attention to communication coming your way. And most importantly, you're experiencing a massive spiritual awakening that's calling you into the highest version of yourself and the best chapter of your life.